We have had some technical problems.
Are you ready to go? I'm ready to go. Ready?
Hit it!
31 seconds, and we're going for auto sequence start. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Welcome back to my Radio Stories podcast. I am Scotty Bud Melvin. I appreciate you clicking play and checking in. You know, in my 34 years in radio, I have been part of and have helped create and created many cool promotions and also things that we call stunts, goofy things that we would do to get noticed so people would talk about us and hopefully listen. Well, on the morning show on WRKR in the 90s in Kalamazoo, we were easily the best at this for most of that decade. Our goal was to do as many goofy things as possible, and we did. Lots of stuff that nobody in Kalamazoo had ever seen or heard of anyone else doing. My first big promotion was something called the Unintentional Walk, where I had made a bet that Cecil Fielder in 1990 was going to win the MVP, and then we made a bet that if he didn't, I was going to walk to Tiger Stadium, 120 miles. Well, he didn't win, and I had to make good on that, and we'll do a podcast on that particular event. It took a week, and that happened in April of 1991. So that was my first big one. Then in 1993, I came up with the idea to find Kalamazoo's biggest sports fan. Now, my life on the air was pretty much all sports. So I started to plan it. It happened December 12th, 1993. I called it Kalamazoo's Biggest Sports Nut. So it would be a competition. We would have trivia, physical talents. You would shoot hockey pucks and throw footballs and shoot hoops and other things, and we would see who the biggest sports nut was going to be in town. The idea is that we would have people enter, tell us why they thought they were the biggest sports nut. We would eventually whittle it down to 2 who would go head to head. My idea was to have it at a bar in front of a big crowd. That was something we did a lot of back in those days. It'd be like a big game show. We'd have buzzers that they would buzz in on and answer the questions. So I came up with this giant prize pack. I mean, tickets to all the teams in town. I remember there was a Sports Illustrated subscription, autographed balls, all kinds of stuff. It was like $1,000 worth of prizes. So my idea was to have it at a place called Rick's Cafe, a bar up near campus at WMU, Western Michigan University. We would have it on a Sunday right before the Lions game. We would have our thing at 3. The game was on at 4. Perfect. We got our finalists, promoted the hell out of it, as we did everything. The day finally came. We set up at the bar. The contestants were ready. One of them even came out to his own walk-up music, which I thought was cool. There was only one problem. No one showed up to watch. I mean, no one came. The place was empty at 3 p.m. on a Sunday at Rick's Cafe. We did our contest, we did our trivia, we had our 2 finalists, we crowned a winner, and we got the hell out of there. And I apologize to everybody who would listen. The worst idea I ever had. Actually, the idea might not have been bad. It was the execution that I failed at. And it still stings every once in a while when I think about it. But thank you to our 2 contestants. One of them, our winner, Rick Whitaker. And he also got to do, as part of the prize, got to read his own sportscast on the radio, live on the air, like a week later. And he snagged all those great prizes. Congratulations, Rick. And I am truly sorry that you had to be part of that disturbing and horrible event. Thanks for listening. I'm Scotty Bud Melvin. I'll see you next time.